Brent Faiyaz is a effing genius. And that's what that's how I just said it like that. I'm not even gonna just say it any way else. Well, before YouTube is trying to think this dude doing something, Brent Faiyaz is a effing genius. That's what I said. Let's get on to it though.
The highest offer we got was kind of like a $250,000 advance, and it was like a $300,000 recording budget for album one. I always said it was never about the money.
I did motherfuckers I ain't never met getting percentages off my shit just don't make no sense to me. I don't think I could ever be anything but independent.
Brent Faiyaz is one of the most intelligent and patient artists of our generation. He's living proof that you don't need a label to make it big. You just need to believe in your art. He never cared about numbers, money, or about...
I ain't lying to you. A great, amazing artist. I like his sound and stuff like that. One of my top 10, well, he's not 10. He's like at least number 6 on, Brent low-key number 5. If you really keep it a buck, he's number 5 on my list. Low-key, he's low-key number 5. But yeah, Brent low-key one of the dudes I want to make a song with, low-key. If y'all didn't know, yeah, I do make music and stuff like that. But he is one of the people I do want to make music, bro. So, yeah.
Being signed to a label, he always just wanted to make music, make that music his by his own terms. In a way, he shouldn't be as successful as he is right now.
The way I came into the game was like, they should not let me in this. I don't know how it happened, I don't know what happened, but I'm here.
Industry built around being signed to a label, working with major corporations, and being controlled by your bosses. Brent Faiyaz went against every rule that an up-and-coming artist should follow in order to be successful. But Brent always wanted to do things differently. While most artists were signing their careers away for a quick check, Brent stayed patient because he trusted him no matter how long it took. And even before anyone knew who he was, very early on in his career, he thrived off authenticity and independence. I think especially now more than ever, authenticity and independence is one of the most important factors that defines a true artist, especially in the current state of the music industry. Nowadays, there are so many stories of artists getting mistreated by their label, but Brent was able to avoid all of this by staying independent and making everything uniquely his. He didn't take the easy way out early on because he simply just never wanted to. He always wanted to control his own career, own his masters, and never wanted to get fucked by a label because he knew it would eventually pay off.
So I think it's just being able to control the narrative and do what I want, and knowing that the work that we put so much into, we get all of that shit back.
But who really is Brent Faiyaz, and how did he become one of the most successful independent artists in the industry?
I ain't lying to you. Go back to the album real quick. The albums that it was showing his albums real quick. Let's go back real quick.
He didn't take the easy way out early on because he simply just never wanted to. He always wanted to control his own career.
Good album. This is a good album.
Own his masters, and never wanted to get fucked by a label because
Wasteland was a good album too. Amazing album. Now, whole time, Stoner, where was that Stoner? Stony? Or Stony, though? I don't know how to pronounce it. I didn't know that was him. Like his second little thing, like a little group. I thought that was like somebody else, but it got a similar voice just like him. No, whole time it's him dropping something with a group. I didn't even know that.
He knew it would
That's
eventually
crazy,
pay off.
bro.
So I think it's just being able to control the narrative and do what I want, and knowing that the work that we put so much into, we get all of that shit back.
But who really is Brent Faiyaz, and how did he become one of the most successful independent artists in the industry? Born Christopher Brent Wood on September 19th, 1995, Brent grew up in Columbia, Maryland, a quiet suburb in the DMV that didn't exactly scream future R&B star. He had 2 brothers and strict parents who expected him to follow a normal path life, but Brent was a creative kid from the jump. He started to pursue lots of different hobbies, and it wouldn't be long before music completely took over his life. He started making beats and writing songs as a teenager, selling beats in middle and high school. His parents didn't like him having such a big focus on music because they felt it took away from his focus on school. They wanted him focused completely on school, not making beats. But Brent was so locked into music that he ended up failing 9th grade. He didn't really care though, because even this early on in his career, he knew that he wanted to form his own path. Even before he's releasing any sort of music, we could see that Brent liked independence and that he didn't want to be controlled at all. In 2012, he dropped his first mixtape, Sunset Avenue. It wasn't a hit, but it was definitely a solid start to his career. A few years later, his family moved to Charlotte during his senior year, forcing him to rebuild his whole network and friend group from scratch.
Oh, wow.
And at 18, he got kicked out of his
Bro,
house.
you hate that, bro, that happened, bro? Low key saying your parents moved because they got that new job somewhere. Now you got to start your friend group all the way from the front up, and you've been knowing them since freshman year. That's crazy.
No safety net, no label, no real plan. Just a kid who believed in his own sound and loved to make music. Even at such a low point in his career, where he basically had nothing going for him, he still didn't rush anything. While some artists chased a viral moment, he took his time, dropping projects like the Black Child EP with barely any attention. But he used these projects as a way to progress and find his own sound. Slowly but surely, his music got some attention, and the right people started to notice. OVO affiliate Tommy Campos caught one of them first,
terrible.
and that connection eventually led to something bigger. Brent's longtime manager Ty Bazin, who would go on to manage his career up until 2026. With support and a few co-signs behind him, Brent moved to Los Angeles to chase real opportunities. He sat down with multiple labels to discuss deals, but something felt very off every time. He realized every deal that the labels threw at him were deals where the labels took complete control. Control of his music, his ownership. He didn't want to be molded into whatever the label needed him to be. He didn't want to follow anybody's blueprint. So he walked away from every offer. No record deal, just him and his manager Ty Bazin doing things his way, and he focused on getting better instead of getting signed. Financially, growth was very slow. He was releasing music whenever he wanted, still completely independent, but the money was not coming in yet. The one deal he did sign was a publishing deal with Pulse Music Group, which meant he kept ownership of his publishing rights from day one. Even when nobody really knew his name, Brent knew what he was doing. He was protecting his own future. In 2016, things started to turn around. Brent formed the trio Sonder, made up of him, Deepak, and Atu, two producers who would help shape Brent's current sound. Together, they released Brent's first studio project, AM Paradox, in September of that year.
Pat reached out to me. Him and Atu were part of Selection, and they said they wanted to work with me, so we got in the studio when they came out to LA, and that's how Sonder happened from there.
This was the moment Brent really started finding his own voice. Growth was still slow, but artistically, project by project, Brent was progressively getting way better. Then came the connection that changed everything for Brent. He linked up with GoldLink and landed a feature on the song Crew, and that song would go on to earn a Grammy nomination and rack up over 600 million streams on Spotify. It was a feature that Brent needed to be noticed and recognized in the industry.
Dang, that's crazy. That's a crazy. Got a nomination, and you're not even that known yet? That is crazy, though.
Brent was so underground at the time, no one really knew who he was. All they heard was his voice and the talent that he naturally had, and it was undeniable. His fanbase now started to grow faster than ever, and Crew had everybody asking just who Brent Faiyaz was. In 2017, Brent dropped Saunderson, a deeply personal album that's still considered one of his best projects to this day. The production is much more complex and polished than his past projects, and you could tell by the confidence in his voice he was beginning to find his sound. But behind the scenes, he still struggled financially. His manager Ty Bazin had to scrape together funding just to get the album finished, and since Brent didn't have a label fronting the cost, the album took longer than expected to finish. Still though, Brent was getting better, and he continued to build his fan base and image that was solely and uniquely his. 3 years later, in 2020, Brent dropped Fuck the World, a much darker, more explicit project than his previous works. The production leveled up and so did his persona. He leaned into being the bad guy, embracing more pessimistic, unapologetic, and toxic version of himself. It became his first project to really break into the mainstream, and the song Clouded went viral on TikTok, turning Brent into an online
And this song right here is the best song that he ever dropped off that album. Besides, I've been away. I've been trying to get my people straight, girl. And who gonna tell me that I can't love myself? How in the hell person someone now? Lady, who can I say that I can't love myself? Like that song
On
hard.
icon almost overnight. Because he was independent, that meant he owned everything, and every dollar that came from that project, from streaming service.
Hey, I'd rather be independent and work my way up to have my own fan base than have a label controlling when I drop and stuff like that. So yeah.
His social media and more went straight to his pocket. Brent's years of hard work is finally beginning to pay off, and his vision that one long ago could have considered ridiculous now all finally made sense. And by 2022, Brent had reached the commercial peak of his career with Wasteland. The album told a vivid, painful story of a toxic relationship with dark and very nihilistic lyrics. His music had clearly evolved, no longer just relatable bars about everyday life, but something more deeper and more layered. His music now discussed dealing with fame, with toxicity, with the cost of getting everything you once wanted.
I don't know. It was interesting. I felt like it was just a lot of mixed emotions, with a lot of going on. I think what I find like with money and access comes more of this realization, like, damn, like what are we all doing here? I think with that comes a lot of pain, you know?
And soon after dropping Wasteland, Brent's career really took off. People were so surprised to see an independent artist do so much better than the majority of signed artists, and some even questioned him and didn't believe that he was truly independent.
So wait, so you don't have a label?
Lost Kids, that's the label. It's my label.
So you're so wait a minute. So there's no advance.
Nah.
But you're making a lot more than the average artist is.
Yeah.
Even after major success, Brent never changed. He used his new platform to launch a creative agency with United Masters and signed rising star Tommy Richmond, helping put someone else on instead of just chasing his own spotlight and fame. And in 2023, he launched Nuo, his own clothing brand, expanding his independence and his creativity beyond just music.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely about to cop some of that clothes or whatever he got on there.
And lately, he's continued dropping singles. He's kept building his catalog. In February
Oh wait, no, he did drop an
2026,
album. He dropped the album about 2 months ago. 'Cause if you're looking for love, all the wrong places. Oh, yeah. If you're looking for love, well, all the wrong places. You and me, and I try to help myself if I had to.
released Icon, another solid album added to his already very deep catalog. The strangest thing about Brent Faiyaz's career is that he could quit at any time whenever he wanted. He isn't
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have the mindset of not having to quit and knowing when it's you going time. You know, God gonna help you through your path and journey and stuff like that. When when it's time for you to shine. So it might not be, your time to shine right now, but you gonna shine sooner or later. Sooner or later.
required by a label to put out any new music, and he doesn't have any type of contract that would require him to drop more. The only thing fueling his career has been there from the start, his passion for music. And in an industry full of corruption, greed, and a lack of creativity and inspiration, is passion really the only thing artists like Brent Faiyaz have left?
Hey. That was by the dude, I don't know. %, if I'm saying that right, 90% or 90 PRNC. Shout out to you. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow our social media, pop on the screen. If you is a artist, don't go out here and trying to, hurry up and get into a label. Go try the independent route, and if you're still not having a little buzz after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe get to a label. Who knows? But till then, probably not. probably still just do your independent stuff, to be honest with you. On the road to 700, and I'm out.